Hello guys, today we'll continue doing GMAT official math questions. Have a look at question number 32. On 3 sales, John has received a commission of 240, 80 and $110 and he has one additional sale pending. If John is to receive an average arithmetic mean of exactly $150 on 4 sales, then the fourth commission must be which of the following? So basically the average sales of all 4 sales is 150 and 3 sales are given. We have to find the fourth sale. You must be knowing how to find the average. To find the average, we add up the 3 sales. So 240 plus 80 plus 110 plus X. X is the fourth sale. Okay. And their average is 150 as per the question. So we'll have to solve for X. So 4 we multiply this side, 600 equal to 240 plus 80 plus 110 will be 430 plus X. So X equal to 600 minus 430, which is 170. Option B is the correct answer, right? Okay, fine. Let's do question number 33. Question is saying annual budget of certain college is to be shown on circle graph if the size of each sector of graph is to be proportional to the amount of budget it represents. So basically they are talking about a pie chart. How many degrees of the circle should be used and to represent an item that is 15% of the budget? So question is, on a pie chart, what is the degree for 15%? Okay. So we know that 100% represents 360 degrees, right? So we have to find out 15% represents how much. Let's say it represents X degree. Okay. Now guys, we know that if percentage increases, representation on degree also increases, right? Percentages and degree are directly proportional in pie chart. So it is just a directly proportional case. So 100 over 15, that is how we do the directly proportional, equal to 360 over X, right? If percentage increases, degree also increases. If percentage decreases, degree also decreases. So that is called directly proportional. And this is how we simply divide both the cases like that. Okay, we'll solve for X now. So 0 and 0 gets cancelled. This side is 10 over 15. We'll simplify it as 2 over 3. 5 2 times and 5 3 times. So 2 over 3 equal to 36 over X. So let's solve it. 2X equal to 3 times 36. So X equal to 3 times 36 over 2, which is 54. So option C is the correct answer. So 15% represents 54 degree, right? Let's solve question number 34. During a 2-week period, the price of an ounce of silver increased by 25%. So first increase is 25% by the end of the first week and then decreased by 20% of this new price by the end of the second week. If the price of the silver was X dollars per ounce at the beginning, what was the price in dollars by the end of the period? So basically we have to find after these two percentage changes, what will be the price of the dollars? Okay. So guys, we can do this question in two ways. First, I will explain you the basic mathematical way and then we'll discuss second method. Because the initial price is X dollars and first it increased by 25%. So X plus 25% of X is the price after the first change. So we'll calculate x plus 25% means 1/4, right? So 1/4 of x will give 5x over 4. This is the value after the first increase. Okay, and then second time it decreases by 20%. So the value becomes 5x over 4 minus 20% of 5x over 4, right? 20% of the previous value, right? So we'll simplify this. 5x over 4 minus 20% means 1/5. You must remember these values, times 5x over 4. We'll simplify that. 5 gets cancelled. So 5x over 4 minus x over 4 is 4x over 4, which basically becomes x. So basically, after the second decrease, the price again becomes x. Initial price was x and final price is x. So option C is the correct answer, right? Okay. Let's learn this question with the second method. Guys, please understand, for two consecutive percentage changes, A% and B%, the combined percentage, single percentage change would be A plus B plus 100. Okay. Now in this case, the two percentage changes are 25% increase. So A value is plus 25 and second percentage change is 20% decrease. So B value is minus 20. So basically I am calculating what is the single percentage change. So I will be using this formula 25 minus 20 plus 25 times minus 20 divided by 100, right? So when we calculate that, we get 25 minus 20 minus 5, which is 0. It means that the two changes, first change 25% increase and second change 20% decrease, these two changes are equivalent to 0% change in the value. Okay, so that is a single percentage change. So if it is a 0% change, it means the price has not changed at all. It is x, right? Further, we'll be using this formula for further questions, right? Okay. Let's move on to number 35. Question is, in a certain pond, 50 fish were caught, tagged, and returned to the pond. Few days later, 50 fish were caught again, of which 2 were found to be tagged. If the percent of tagged fish in the second catch approximates the percent of the tagged fish in the pond, what is the approximate number of fish in the pond? So suppose approximate number of fish in the pond is x. Okay. Now because in the beginning 50 fish were caught, and if you understood the question is, if the percent of the tagged fish in the second catch approximates the percent of the tagged fish in the pond, right? So first we find the percentage of the tagged fish in the pond. So how much is the percentage? So we'll calculate 50 over x times 100. And this value, this percentage value is same as the percentage of the tagged fish in the second catch. So second catch is 2 out of 50, right? Times 100. So we'll have to calculate the percentage value. We'll have to find x value. So 100 gets cancelled. So we get 2x equal to 2500, x equal to 1250. We divided them. Option C should be the correct answer, right? Fine. Let's move on to question number 36. square root 16 plus square root plus 16. So basically it is just square root of 32, and we know how to solve the square roots. We'll factorize 32. So 2 16, and 16 is 2 8, and further factorized 2 4, and further factorized 2 2. So basically we are looking for the factors of 32. Factors of 32 are 2 2 2 2, all the left side factors, the numbers. Okay, so square root of, I let me write that, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, guys, please understand this is square root, so we'll be looking for the complete pairs. So this is one complete pair, so that will become single 2. This is another complete pair, will become another 2, and this 2 is left alone, did not make a pair, so it is inside square root only. So 2 times 2 is 4 root 2. Option A is the correct answer. Let's solve question number 37. An automobile gasoline mileage varies depending on the speed of automobile between 18 and 22.4 miles per gallon. So the automobiles are traveling this much. What is the maximum distance in miles that automobile could be driven on 15 gallons of gasoline? So if we have 15 gallons of gasoline, what is the maximum distance traveled? To travel the maximum distance, we'll have to use this number 22.4 with the help of 15 gallons. Okay, so 22.4 miles per gallon means for 1 gallon the distance being traveled is 22.4. So for 15 gallons the distance being traveled is 22.4 times 15. We'll multiply that. I believe you know how to multiply. So 22.4 times 15. You can do that. Can we do it smartly, like 15 times 20 is 300, right? And 15 times 2 is 30. And 15 times zero point 0.4 is 6, right? So that gives 336. Option A should be the correct answer, right? Number 38. Organizers of a fair projected a 25% increase in attendance this year. So they projected 25% increase in attendance over the last year, but attendance this year actually decreased by 20%. Actual result is it got decreased by 20%. What percent of projected attendance was the actual attendance? So the projected attendance was what percent of the projected attendance was the actual attendance. So we have to find the percentage of actual attendance out of percentage of projected attendance. Okay, so actual attendance divided by projected attendance times 100, that is how we find the percentage, right? Because we have to find the percentage of actual attendance compared with projected attendance. So let's say initially the attendance was X, let's say, okay, and because it was projected as 25% increase, so the projected attendance would be 25% increase means 1/4 increase. So X plus X over 4, right? Whereas the actual attendance became 20% decrease. So it is X minus 20% decrease means 1/5. So X over 5, right? And times 100, we have to solve that. So we'll solve that now. Numerator will be 4x over 5 divided by denominator will be 5x over 4. times 100. X got cancelled. So we got 4 over 5 times 4 4 will become reciprocal, will become 4 over 5 and times 100, right? And while simplifying we'll get 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64%. Hope it is clear, guys. Let's solve question number 39. Question is saying, what is the ratio of 3/4 to the product of this? So let's calculate the product of this. Product of this is nothing but just 3. And the ratio of this to the product of that. So 3/4 ratio with 3 will be, basically it is a division, divided by 3. And how do we solve that? 3 means 3 over 1. So it will be 3 over 4 times 1 over 3. I'm just trying to explain you simple. So it is 1 over 4. Option A should be the correct answer, right? Let's move on to next question. Question number 40. 3 minus x equal to 2x minus 3. We have to find 4x. Very easy. We'll just solve the equation. So we'll bring minus x this side and we'll bring minus 3 this side. So we get 3 plus 3 equal to 2x plus x. So we get 6 equal to 3x. So x equal to 6 over 3, which is 2. So x value is 2. So 4 times x is 8. Option D is the correct answer. Let's solve question number 41. 2x plus 2y equal to negative 4. 4x plus y equal to 1. We have to find the value of x. So fine. To solve for x, let's try to eliminate y. Okay. Then only solving for x is easy, right? So what we'll do, we'll try to eliminate y by multiplying this second equation by negative 2. See how we get. So I'm writing down the first equation, 2x plus 2y equal to negative 4. And second equation I am multiplying by negative 2. So we get negative 8x negative 2y equal to negative 2. Now guys, please understand, we'll add them so that y eliminates, right? Y cancels. So 2x minus 8x would be equal to negative 4, negative 2 would be x equal to 1. Option D is the correct answer, right? Let's solve question number 42. X is greater than 3000, then the value of this number is closest to what? So let's plug in a number which is greater than 3000. So I will just plug in 3000.1 because this number is greater than 3000, right? 2 times 3000.1 plus 1, right? Let's solve that. We get 3000.1 over 6000.2 plus 1 will get 6001, right? Now we have got this as a result. Now the question is, then this value will be closest to which of the following? Very closely, this result is very close to option D. That you can understand from your own estimation, right? Let's try next question. Question number 43. Question is saying 18 is 15% of 30% of certain number. Let's suppose the number is x. So the entire statement I will of 30, right? Okay, we'll solve it. Solve for x. So I'm just solving it. Of means times. 30 over 100. 1010 gets cancelled. 5 will cancel them, right? 18 equal to 9 over 200 times x. And this 9 and 18 can cancel 2 times, right? So x will be equal to 400. Option E should be the correct answer. Let's try next question. Question number 44. What is x in terms of z? That is quite easy, guys. In triangle ABC, we have three angles given. We know that their sum should be equal to 180. So x plus 70 plus 37 plus z should be equal to 180, right? We have to write x in terms of z. So we have to make x alone. Okay. So we'll bring all of this stuff to the x equal to 180 minus 70 minus 37 minus z. So we get 180 minus 1 z minus z, which is 73 minus z. So option E should be the correct answer, right? Let's move on. Try number 45. In this question, we have a basic calculation. In the numerator, after decimal, we have 3 digits. And in the denominator, after decimal, we have 2 digits. So my effort is, after decimal, the number of digits should be same. That's very important concept. So after 5, 4, I can always put 1 0 extra. There is no harm. Okay. After 5, 4, we can always put 1 0. Okay. So now I can cancel the decimal from both the numbers. Let me write it nicely. Over 0.0, sorry, 0.540. Okay. Now after decimal we have 3 digits here. After decimal we have 3 digits here. So this can be easily removed. We'll just remove them. So the number we are left with 540. So you have just to calculate that. Do that calculation. So we'll do that. 3 times 1 and 3 180. So it is 72 over 180. We'll cancel that with 18 times is 72 and 18 10 times is that. So we get 4, right? Try question number 46. Number of 1/4 foot pieces of wire that can be cut from the wire that is 24 feet long. So we have a long wire of 24 feet. So we have to find how many wires can we get. So length of wire divided by each smaller length. So solving that, 24 over nothing but 5 over 4, and the denominator will come front, will multiply with reciprocal, so it will become 4 over 5. So we get 96 over 5. Okay, now 96 over 5, you know that 100 over 5 would be 20. So 96 over 5 is something with 19 point something. Okay, this is a number which is more than 19, right? 19 point something something. So the question was how many maximum number of wires can be made. So 19 wires can be made. Hope it is clear. Let's have a look at number 47. With this expression, we have to approximately calculate that. Okay. Now 61.24, let's keep it as 61 times 0.998. I am writing it as 1 square, right? 1. I'm just approximating. Square root 403, I'm writing it as square root of 4. So it is nearly 61 over 20. Square root 400 is 20. So 61 over 20 is somewhere nearly equal to 3. Option B should be the correct answer. So let's end the session here. See you soon. Thank you.